Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial, and today I wanted to give you an update on BlackSky. It's been a while since we've talked about this company. This is a company that is in the space satellite world, primarily utilizing a SaaS-based model or software as a service, where they are putting satellites into space to be able to be used in alignment with logistics, with surveillance, and overall just a lot of enhanced Google Earth type of productivity, in my humble opinion. They can go in a lot more detail, but the idea behind it is that they are going to provide a lot of analytical capabilities to companies that utilize their service. One of the things that we are looking at lately, or the update that I want to provide, is they are launching their 7th satellite, which is going to be useful because obviously the more satellites that they have, the more money they are going to be able to make. So first and foremost, I want to talk about a little bit of the company as well as some of the ideas behind when are they going to be able to go public, when's that merger going to occur, and what is their valuation today. Because at this point in time, they are overvalued. However, we want to talk about the capability of them going forward. So first, let's take a look at that press release. So this is the press release from Osprey Technology. Osprey is going to be the SPAC that is taking BlackSky public. Now they are taking them public at a valuation of, you can see here, at $1.5 billion a share. The reason why this is important right now is because they're trading right around $10.50. Now keep in mind that this stock is, or rather this acquisition, and the stock as a whole, I personally think is incredibly overvalued. That means that when you are valued at this level, that there is a lot of room to fall post-acquisition. Now keep in mind the acquisition is not taking place until July of 2020. Or 2021 rather. So it's not going to be happening until later this year. Right now they trade under Osprey Technology, which is the ticker symbol SFTW. They will be trading under the ticker symbol BKSY. Now, why do I think that they are overvalued? Well, I'm waiting for their 2020 financials to come out, but they did have right at $20 million in revenue in 2020. Now, this calendar year, 2021, we'll take a look, that is expected to be higher. However, this is something that we need to acknowledge, that they're going public at $1.5 billion. They're not profitable, and they do have revenue of $20 million. So that is a very, very high valuation. However, despite the fact that they have that revenue coming in, they are going to be getting $450 million of basically cash that they'll be able to utilize going forward. And that could be what makes the difference and can justify that investment. Now, keep in mind that because these investors are going in and they are taking a risk there, that they are getting the majority of that SPAC merger information. But let's go take a look at the company, because there was some interesting things that happened this weekend. So here is the company by way of investing potential. I just want to highlight some of the revenue that you see here, where again, they had right at $22 million in revenue in 2021. They're expecting to more than double that in 2020 for the first one, more than double that in 2021. And then you start to see that growth continue to compound. So that being said, this could provide the means by which they would be valued at $1.5 billion. I think right now you're banking on the story. That being said, I still really like the company. I just don't like the valuation right now. But if we talk about how this can benefit the company going forward, I want to highlight some of the capabilities or investments that they have. So if we go down here to slide 15, then as you can see, BlackSky has built several valuable competitive advantages. The one I want to talk about today is they do have a 50% interest in LeoStella JV. Now, this is what I would describe as a piece of their investment arm. And this is really the actual satellite build side of their house, and a company that has made a huge name for itself in the investment world, and they are able to report on this, is CRM Salesforce. So Salesforce does a ton of business simply being a venture capital type of person. And LeoStella JV is someone who they are actively working with to create their own satellites. Well, if we head over to Twitter, then you can see that actually Rocket Labs are launching a satellite built by LeoStella, which is for BlackSky 7. So this is their 7th lab, or their 7th satellite they are launching. The reason why I highlight this is because, again, the more that they go up, the more that they are capable of utilizing to go and to grow revenue. So the first thing that's great is the fact that they are launching another satellite. The second is the people who are building the satellite is someone that they get to realize with that investment, and that solid opportunity for them, because again, they need to make sure that they are executing on their plan to be able to achieve additional profitability. And again, another satellite is a great way to do that. And you can see Rocket Labs is deploying their 100th customer satellite, and it just happens to be BlackSky. So what does this look like from their overall plan perspective for BlackSky? So if we're back at the presentation, you can see that right now they're expanding into their satellite constellations. So they currently had 5 in 2020, and they just launched number 7. So they're looking to have at least one more in 2021. I'm not certain on the exact timeline when number 8 is going to be coming out, but I think that they potentially, especially with this cash injection, could go from 8 to 9 this calendar year, which would obviously be huge. Now, one of the things that they also need to do to execute this year is take care of that defense and intelligence agreement that they could potentially be getting from the US government. They've already had some interaction with them on defense contracts. So they will need to execute on a number of these items to continue to grow. But again, I don't want to drop the fact that they do have a substantial investment in LeoStella, which we were just talking about. So let's talk about LeoStella for a moment. So LeoStella here on the screen, this is another company that, again, they build the satellites. This is a private company, but they have investors in them. So one of the things that I want to highlight from a potential perspective is that these guys are not just working with BlackSky, but rather they are working with a number of other vendors as well. So as this company continues to make money, then the stake that BlackSky has becomes more valuable. Now, when we talk about some of the capabilities that this company has produced, and we talk about, hey, why are they capable of going forward? How are they capable of earning more money? You can see that last year they produced the first BlackSky satellite. However, they're not the only one who is building, or rather BlackSky is not their only customer, but rather Cloud Constellation, who we've talked about before on the channel, selected LeoStella to build another 10 satellites. So again, we don't really have the insight onto how the revenue works or how this process is approached, but at the end of the day, LeoStella is growing, and because of that, the stake that BlackSky has becomes more valuable. So if LeoStella ends up becoming a massive company, or even one that just continues to build for these other individuals and other companies, then the value that BlackSky has in them goes up as well. And an investment like this is one that can become super valuable because, again, this requires no work from BlackSky's perspective. It just gives them the capability to continue to grow without having to invest any additional capital, and it may turn around and become a sizable investment or sale that they can do later on, especially if LeoStella were to ever go public via SPAC or IPO. So this is just some of the updates that are going on right now. I am an investor in SFTW. I'm down on that investment right now because I got in on the second or third day after the IPO. I bought some, sold some, bought some again. I would like to consider investing more heavily in the company, and I like the price point here around $10.50 because the downside until the merger is limited to $10 and the upside is still pretty high. So this is what I'm going to be watching going forward. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on BlackSky or any of the other companies or SPACs in general. And if you'd like to know when we're talking about the company, feel free to join the Discord in the description below. Thanks for watching the video, and if you find this content helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks. Talk to you later.